Hi, this is Ted, and I'm going to show you one of my recent discoveries. I'm kind of late to the game, but Google Chrome is a web browser that has really kind of impressed me, and I'm going to show you some of the features about it that really grab my attention. So, without further ado, I'm going to fire it up here, and as you can see, it came up very quickly, which is part of Chrome's claim to fame. Its biggest um, marketing point is that it is a very fast browser, and that's true. It starts up fast and it renders web pages very fast, faster than the existing versions of Internet Explorer and Firefox, which is actually not the biggest attraction for myself personally. I'm a pretty patient guy, but it is one of the nice things about it. And even though Internet Explorer and Firefox's new versions that are coming out are supposedly as fast or faster, it is nice to have something that's pleasant to use in that way. And so what I'm going to show you here is some of the other things about it that I like, that are really some of the most appealing things to me, which is basically the user interface is very well designed and simple. And when I say simple, I don't mean that just anybody could have designed this. I think simplicity comes from a lot of work and thought, and it really shows here. What you can see is that if you ignore what's on the page here for a moment and just look at the controls, you can see there's basically everything about this browser is above this line here, and there is not much. There is one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 things about this user interface, and I like that a lot. I don't like to see a lot of unnecessary options, and this really presents to you exactly what you need to browse, and not much more. So if you notice at the top, that's where the title bar for an application usually is. Usually it says its name here. That is done away with by Chrome in favor of showing your tabs. Now, I'm sure you are familiar with tab browsing, and you know what tabs are. They let you switch between web pages that you have open. And as you can see, it's nice and fast. And the best thing about this, I think, is the fact that they're right at the top of the window. And what I mean by that is, if I have a few different sites open and I want to switch between them, I can really just kind of jam the mouse up to the top and kind of move it left and right from there and choose my tab. I don't have to have aim on the vertical dimension, just on the horizontal here. And that's just one of those little touches that kind of pervade the user interface of Chrome, that make it just intuitively easier to work with. And some of the other guys are going to follow that design in their next versions, but Chrome has it now. And so I'm going to talk about the other interface elements here, which include just what you need to browse. If you want to go back in your history, there's a back button. If you want to go forward, there's a forward button. There's a reload button, which is also doubles as the cancel button while a page is loading if it's taking too long and you decide you want to do something else. Here's the address bar, where you type in the names of the sites that you want to go to. This is a bookmark star that lets you bookmark the page, or if you've bookmarked it already, you can edit. And then you'll notice one of the other things they've done away with is there's no menu bar, which would be the menu bar is what says File, Edit, Help, those kinds of things. And they've taken that all off the interface here and consolidated it under this button, which has all of the menu entries that you would normally expect to see on a menu bar. And so it's really kind of taken out of the way that screen real estate is best used, they believe, in showing you what's on the web page, and I think that's a good thing. Of course, it has a find function, which also does not take a lot of space away from the web page. Pretty nice. So if you want to find text like that, and highlights it. Now, that's really all there is to the user interface on Chrome, which is, like I said, to me, its biggest selling point. It's just not very confusing. It stays out of your way, and it gives you as much space as possible for what you really want, which is what's on the web page. One of the things you'll notice that is not here, though, however, is the search bar, which usually there's a separate box up here where you can type in to Google search or Bing or whatever search that you use, things that you're looking for on the web, because you don't always know the address of what you're looking for. And I think one of the smart things they did here was anytime that you type in something into the address bar that is not an address, it is your search box. And so when I installed Chrome, it asked me what I wanted as my default search provider, and I chose Google because that's what I use. And so anytime I type something in here which is not a website, it will do a Google search for me and take me there. So if you like badgers, they're there. You just type them in. Now that's pretty nice, and I'm going to wrap this video up with just a brief discussion on one of the features that I actually like about having a separate search box, which is I like to have separate searches that I do on different sites. Google is not always the search I want, and you can actually, there are a lot of sites out there which will let you use them as one of the search providers, like Google would be here in this. And what I found out is that you can do multiple different search providers up here, and they're done through what's called keywords. And so if I edit the search engines here, I can see that a lot of the sites that I've been to allow me, they kind of automatically pop their search into this box of search engines that allows me to choose from it, and they go by keyword. So I'll show you one, Facebook, and the keyword for Facebook I have assigned, I've gone in there, edited it, and changed it to be face. So if I type face space and then what I want to search for, the search bar becomes the Facebook search instead of the Google search, which is very nice. And so I type that, and poof, there are all these doppelgangers out there for Ted Lilly who just don't know that they are fakes and that I am the real Ted Lilly. So that's how the basics of the interface work of Chrome, and that's where I'm going to leave it off here. Hopefully that's piqued your interest. If you want to give it a shot, go to your regular browser and type in Chrome and go download and install it. It will coexist happily with Internet Explorer or Firefox or whatever you use, so don't be afraid to give it a shot. Alright, I'm Ted.